Okay, there we go.
You're really enjoying that cheese, man.
Joe's so hungry.
It looks so appetizing too.
I should have offered you one. Do you want one?
No, I don't. No, I'm trying not to.
Oh, that's right, man. I'm an asshole.
No. You're just being courteous. Yeah, you're being a good host. But no. I'm not eating. I'm trying not to eat the things I want to eat.
Right.
This is what I'm doing. It's day 3 of January. I've been thinking about this actually for a long time, probably since like November, because I was like, dude, it's getting ridiculous out here in these streets, dude. I'm just tearing shit up on the daily. Not like excessively, but I just feel like I'm not. There's no like consistency. It's just like whatever I want, I'm eating, you know. But I'm not going too crazy with my meals. I was still fasting, but even though I'm fasting, I wasn't really focusing on what I'm eating when the time is open when I'm going to eat.
Right.
So I think I was able to like not get too crazy out of whack, but yeah, I mean, there's too much good food. I mean, there's Thanksgiving, there's this turkey, the stuffing, but you have to have it all.
You have to. Like, you feel like there's a necessity to like make sure there's a little bit of everything on your plate.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you're like, the turkey's so good. Oh, the ham is so good.
Yeah,
like,
then you got to go back for seconds.
The stuffing. I never eat stuffing. That
second plate has less stuff on it.
But you keep chugging along.
But you keep going back.
Yeah.
Just for a little bit. And every time you go back, it's not for like 5 different things to 4 to 2. It's like, this is my last plate. It's just the one last part of it that I really loved.
And then dessert comes around. They're like, oh, who wants this? Who wants pumpkin? Who wants pecan? Who wants all the cakes and the pies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was just going crazy. And then December, we're still like getting candy and this and that, and we're ordering, you know, then, you know, everybody's nice at work, so they want to order food and this and that, and we're ordering chicken and this, and I'm ordering pizza for the team and da-da-da. Like I was handling a lot of the ordering, but yeah, dude, we're just going crazy at work too. So it's not helping.
Nope.
Yeah, that's because that's not normal. So yeah, so I was like, man, I'm thinking about this. I got to do something different. So January came around. I was like, all right, I'm doing it. I'm just going to try and focus on not eating breads and pasta and potato. Dude, I love potatoes. We talked about it. I love all forms of potato. I love fries,
tater tots,
tater
baked
tots,
potato, mashed potato,
steak fries.
Oh, those like
carne asada fries, like, dude,
scallions, potatoes, scallion potatoes, scallop.
Yeah, I know scallop potatoes. Yeah,
I'll get down with some of that.
Yeah. So yeah, all baked potatoes. Like, just give me the potato. You just warm it up. I don't care. I'll put shit on it.
You know, and I always find it interesting that potato is just like one of those few foods that you can have at any time of day, and it's acceptable.
Any meal. Yeah, any meal, snacks.
I mean, you got the breakfast covered with hash browns, lunch with French fries, and like a baked potato with dinner.
Yeah. You could literally eat potato all 3 meals.
Yeah.
And not even realize it.
Like, there's so many good options with a potato.
Or when they chop up like home fries, when they're just like little square potatoes for breakfast, you know? Mm-hmm. They're like the small ones, but they're like crispy. And you're like, yeah, let me get some home fries.
Home fries are good. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So that's true. Yeah, there's multiple versions of fries for every meal. And then if you just want a snack, you can get some potato chips. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh, yeah. You want a snack in between? Grab some potato chips. You're right.
Yeah. Potato is all over the place, man.
You can't get rid of it. I mean, is there a potato dessert?
I mean, we can think of one. Probably. I mean, is baked potato, I feel like, is a dessert when you got sour cream and chives on it.
I would say that's a side. Like, you go to a steakhouse and you can have baked potato as your side dish, you know?
No, there's no potato.
I don't think there's a potato dessert.
No. You don't. Everything doesn't translate into dessert, though.
But I don't know. There could be like potato based like cake or something.
If you made
because they have potato bread.
Potato loaves, like sandwich bread, you can get potato bread.
That's how you do. You potato bread with like some cinnamon butter.
Yeah. Some sauteed potato slices.
There you go.
And you put it on the sandwich. Yeah, you could do.
You're making potato into something else. It might not be like.
Or they just started throwing it into carne asada burritos. They're like, all right, you want some fries in there? Yeah,
we'll throw some fries. I love it when there's like hash browns or like potatoes in like my breakfast burritos. Like you go to places that give you the breakfast burritos, it's just egg, cheese, meat. Mm-hmm. But you know, when they go that little extra step and there's some like baked potatoes in there, sometimes beans. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So potato is definitely on the charts for every meal. So yeah, I'm trying to stay away from that.
And then there's vodka.
Is made from potato. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when the war first started and the news was over there and they visited some lady in her like Ukrainian house and she was like, "You want some vodka?" And she was like giving him vodka. She makes her own vodka with potatoes. And she doesn't need to buy it from the store. She can make her own. Yeah, and she had it in her own bottle.
Damn.
Yeah, they just know how to make shit. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'd like to just make some liquor.
I'm sure you could Google it and find out how.
Make our own potato vodka.
Make our own potato vodka.
Every vodka is made from potato.
Every vodka is made from potato.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you can make it. Because like tequila, I think you can make it.
What about the vodkas that they have that are like citrusy and stuff like that?
I think there's just additive. Flavor? Yeah, it's just additives. You know,
just Ciroc, a little drop of flavoring.
Ciroc, raspberry, or mango, or peach, or whatever he's doing. Yeah. Yeah, they're just adding flavor to it, but it's just potato.
I guess that makes sense.
Which is kind of crazy that you can make a liquor out of potato, but you can make liquor out of corn. I mean, I guess so. They make.
What was that, Everclear?
Corn?
Yeah.
I think isn't that how they make whiskey? Right? Isn't it corn?
Was whiskey from corn?
I thought it was. What does it say on Google?
I don't know. Let me see.
Ask Alexa.
Let's find out. Gonna figure it out.
It's got to be some part of it, right?
How to make
like a whiskey bourbon, like a bourbon. I'm pretty sure a bourbon is made of corn. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Oh, sorry, I keep hitting that. Let's see here. How to make whiskey in 9 steps. 9 steps of whiskey.
All right, there we go. Let's hear the 9 steps.
Choose your base. You need a base to start off with, and it's by definition a grain-based spirit. You've got options: corn, rye, wheat, or barley, or a blend of multiple grains.
Okay, so you can make it any of those. Yes. So corn is one of the options. But barley...
And I think that has been like said too, like, you know, they sell them like rye whiskey, barley whiskey.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Corn will probably yield the most sugar, and that's what we're after. It'll probably make things easier, but the relative term here, corn is likely the least expensive grain to buy in bulk and probably the easiest grain to work with on a small scale. You'll need about 10 pounds to expect a reasonable amount of volume, which should translate to about 5 gallons of final product. Oh, shit.
Dude, that would be kind of cool to make your own whiskey out of corn. We should try
5 gallons of it.
It's the cheapest grain. Like they're saying, we could buy a big ass bag of corn and try to make our own whiskey. That'd be kind of cool.
Let's see what else you got to do.
You got to put it in a barrel, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I'd imagine that's one of the steps.
This is funny. Okay. You have to cook the corn at an exceedingly high temperature to expose the sugars in the grain. Okay. And you'll want to cook it in water. While master distillers like Katz usually have apparatuses that can do this with exactitude and in a much larger scale, it's a lot harder to time and to gauge the cooking on your own. The easiest and simplest way to do this, Katz said, while also reminding everyone that you probably shouldn't do it anyway, might be to get a home brewing kit for beer and just use it as a distilling kit in the initial stages. For much of the process, you're doing the same thing anyway. And with a kit, you can regulate the cooking entire ordeal with an extra guided hand.
That's pretty smart because, yeah, he's saying all the steps are pretty much the same. So, and then if you ever want to make beer, you have all the setup already to make it too. So that actually would be pretty cool. You're using it for two different purposes.
Once your corn is cooked and mashed, it's yeast time. So this is where you add yeast. You can ferment it in any type of sealed container, technically, but you don't want it to be too hot or the yeast will die. Most home brewing kits have made it easy to ferment alcohol in controlled environments. So again, that might be the easiest option.
Okay.
And that takes at least several days. And your pre-whiskey mush mash will start to change in new and exciting ways. Okay. Then what's step 4? Getting your fermentation just right.
That's probably the hardest thing to do.
At first, it will go from the sweetest oatmeal you've ever had to something that is fairly sour. That's the first sign that you are converting your sugar into alcohol. The absence of sugar means the yeast has done its job. Describing the fermentation process on a larger scale, this should only take a few days. But at home, on a smaller scale, without precise temperature management, it could take a little bit longer. Unfortunately, when you're working from home, it's an inexact science. A home brewing kit might be able to help. Okay. They really want you to buy a home brewing kit.
And this is the link for our home brewing kit. It's like the whole time it was just an advertisement.
So now you need to strain your mash into some type of still. This is where shit can get extremely dangerous. You need to be damn sure that there are no leaks in your still. Once alcohol vapor is produced, the whole operation becomes extremely combustible, which can result in explosions. Luckily, some companies actually do sell small-scale stills for this very purpose, which are probably safer than something you make at home based on a YouTube tutorial. It's probably true.
Mm-hmm.
Playing the waiting game is step 6. You need to make sure your mash is at a piping hot. Okay, once your mash is securely in a still, it's kind of out of your hands for a while. You need to make sure your mash is at a piping hot 80 degrees Celsius. If you buy a still, it should have a built-in thermometer, as that's the temperature where alcohol evaporates. At that level of heat, the alcohol inside the mash will be converted to vapor and turned into refined distillate. With the help of a condenser, which should have cold water running constantly around it, you're quite literally shocking the vapor back into a liquid form. The vapor that rises inside the still is basically converted back to liquid, which pours into a new container. That's your liquor.
Okay. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I want to try that. It'd be pretty cool to have that kit you mess around with, make some different batches, try some different things. Because I think that's what I think I was listening to Maynard talk about how he makes his wine and how it's just like it's a game. You're testing, like, what if I do this? What outcome do I get? What if I do this? What outcome do I, like, if I change the formula with this and that? And like, it's constantly tweaking like the formulas to get what you want. And then you won't know what you get. You have to let it ferment. So you don't know what you're going to get until like you actually let it sit.
Then you have to do something else. So the first 100 milliliters or so from a 5-gallon batch should be tossed. It's potentially dangerous to drink. In some cases, it could be comparable to pure methanol.
Whoa, dude, you're going to kill yourself, dude.
It also might not be the great of a taste. On a smaller scale, tossing this first yield is going to be primarily flavor focused. But you take that cut for a couple reasons. One, you're flushing the still of its previous run. Whatever was distilled before is through the system, and you're on a clean new run. And that can also impart off notes and off flavors and aromas.
So you're just supposed to throw away the first
5. They say it's more flavor based for when you're doing it at home. But in the factory, it will, getting rid of that first bit of it will make sure that you have the most recent flavors.
Okay.
Instead of having like your old batch still.
So you got to run a batch to run another batch? Jeez.
Yeah.
And they said it's dangerous. They didn't just say it's good to do. They said don't drink it.
Do not drink it.
Yeah, I like how they just like started with that, but then just like, yeah, it's for flavoring, it's like a thing, it's like,
yeah, and it can be unsafe to drink in general. So for safety and flavor, you would probably want to toss the first 100 milliliters or so you collect from your still. Okay, then you bring it all back home with barrel aging. So if you want to call your fresh new batch of alcohol real whiskey, you need to let it age in a barrel first. For a smaller volume batch of alcohol, barrel size definitely matters. A smaller barrel means a decreased surface area, so the alcohol will be able to absorb the qualities of the wood, like the notes of oak, cedar, or other components that come directly from the wood itself. So small batches require smaller barrels to be fully effective. You can leave it in as long as you want, but if you're making your own small batch, you probably want to try it sooner than later. This will give you the most flavor in the shortest amount of time.
Huh, interesting. So I actually recommend not holding on to it for that long. You're just making it from home. Just drink it. They're like, just drink it.
Yeah, because the idea is that you want it to soak up everything that's in there.
Yeah.
And so the longer you leave it, the more like it sits in that its own.
In those woods.
Yeah, and the
absorbs.
wood's pulling more and more and more.
Yeah, that oat taste that you get from like that smoky flavor. Like, remember that shot I got at...
I wonder if that's how they make fireballs. They just throw a stick of cinnamon in there?
That's all it needs, cinnamon?
Well, that's what Fireball is, cinnamon whiskey.
Oh, you're talking about Fireball. I don't know.
So
when you said that's how they make
it from the barrel, you think they just throw any sticks of cinnamon in the barrel, and that's how it gets that flavor? Like it absorbs it from the cinnamon sticks? Or they add it
later. And they might just get out of the barrel and then squirt flavoring in there. I don't know. At the very end. They could do it at the very end, and that way it doesn't mix in so well. And it's pretty strong. But who knows? I don't know. I don't know how they make. But I don't think it's very exhaustive because it's very cheap. So that's what makes me think they just add it later.
I don't know. They're just adding fake. I think it makes sense to like just let it pool the cinnamon.
No, that would be a good way to do it.
You think there's another cinnamon whiskey company out there that does it better?
When does cinnamon whiskey get big, dude? Because I don't remember.
Fireball, I thought.
I know, but before that, was there any? Like, was Fireball just the first one that made it big? Because I don't remember buying it when I was...
I don't like it.
I don't think it's that great either. I don't know. Never like...
You know what's also big that people seem to love, and I don't really care for the taste at all, is the peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah, see, I haven't tried that.
Yeah. Crystal likes it. Her brother...
Can you taste it? You can taste like it's peanut butter, like you would...
Yeah, but it tastes weird. It's like you want peanut butter, you expect a certain peanut taste, and then you get like this peanut butter whiskey. So you get this peanut butter, but whiskey. So it just doesn't taste right to me. Like alcoholic peanut butter, I don't like that. Like they do that in beers too. Like they put peanut butter in beer. That's what I was going to
say. I had a peanut butter beer.
I don't care for that either.
So we went to some brewing company, and they had a peanut butter beer. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll get it. But I don't know. I'm not into like all those like different flavor beers, strawberry beer.
Yeah, I tried it. A friend told me to try it. I was like, oh no, this is nasty. I threw it out.
So that's it. They're just throwing whatever they want flavored into the barrel and just letting it sit there.
Yeah, because I guess if you put like a bunch of peanuts or
scoops of peanut butter, you just throw scoops of peanut butter in there, it's going to dissolve.
And peanut butter is just peanuts crushed up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make your own paste.
Well, I mean, like the idea is that like the alcohol absorbing itself from the contents around it is what I thought. Otherwise, like then it's not whiskey if it's not made in a barrel. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When they load the barrel, they probably just throw a scoop of peanut butter in there or something.
So then I'm confused on how is it the starting point that determines what kind of alcohol it's going to end up being?
I guess it depends on what you throw in the mixture. Like what?
Well, because I'm assuming that that's how they do the potatoes. They mash it all up, they ferment it out.
That might be a whole different. I mean, it might be similar, but it's probably a little different from because I don't think they don't have it in barrels. You know, vodka doesn't.
Yeah, they barrel
do
that.
They do.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I thought it was a different process.
Now we have to figure out how to make vodka.
God damn it!
Shit, this whole episode is just about how to make alcohol. Okay, how to make.
I thought it was in the ground or something. I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was a whole different process. But yeah, to go back to whiskey real quick, I'm pretty sure it's all going to depend on your combination of, because like they said you could use corn, that you could use barley, you could use, what was the other one?
Rye. Well,
and
turns
then some of them you can mix and match, right? They're saying you could put a little bit of rye, a little bit of barley, a little bit of corn. Like you can mix all the flavors and have it that way too. So it's the flavoring of your whiskey is always going to depend on your formula.
So they're doing the same thing with vodka. And in fact, you can make vodka from all of those things we just talked about: wheat, corn, molasses, rye, beet, and potato.
Okay, so potato is one. I thought potato was. I
thought it was the main one.
I thought that was the only way you can make vodka. That's what I heard.
I guess like you can make it out of all this other stuff, which is weird. So like this recipe, they say you need 7 gallons of water, 25 pounds of potatoes, 5 pounds of crushed malted barley, and a mash pot and all this. And so it looks like, cleaning it, mashing it, transferring that mash to the water, heating that, stirring it, cooling it down, and then let's see, fermenting. So they want you to get a fermenting bucket, yeast, citric acid, okay, all this other crap. Let's see.
So pH funny they figured out how to do. Who figured that out? Who was messing out with yeast?
Create a yeast starter by following these steps. Sanitize a standard mason jar. Pour 4 ounces of water. Add 2 tablespoons of sugar. Mix in the yeast. Stir thoroughly. Let the starter sit for 20 minutes. Transfer your mash liquid to a fermentation bucket. Add the yeast. Add airlock and ferment mixture for 2 weeks. You check the fermentation. You can use iodine to perform a quick check to determine if fermentation has completed. Take a sample of the liquid off the top of your wash. Avoid any residual solids from coming into the sample. Put the sample onto a white plate or lid and drip a few drops of iodine. If the sample turns blue, this means it has reacted to starches present. If the starches are present, then fermentation is not completed. Check back in a few days. So you don't want it to turn blue.
Blue is bad.
Blue is bad. Okay, strain it out, and then you distill it. And so you need a still. Same as the whiskey.
Okay, yeah, sounds like pretty much the same thing then. And you put it in a barrel too? I mean...
Yeah, I'm going to get to that. Let's see. You run your still.
Stilly still. And then you you cook it, you clean it, you punch it, you throw it, you dump it, you step on it, pick it back up.
Let's see here.
Then drink it. You mash it with your toes.
They do say the same thing. Dump out the 5%.
Yeah, that seems to be the theme because that's the part that'll kill you.
Do not consume it. Take care to isolate your 4 shots thoroughly and throw them out. Consuming methanol can cause an array of issues, including blindness.
That's what they always talked about moonshine, that you could go blind from drinking moonshine. I was like, what the fuck?
The next 30% of your vodka run is known as the heads. Similar to 4 shots, the heads of your run are filled with volatile alcohols. One of the staples of the heads is particularly volatile alcohol known as acetone.
Ooh.
Acetone has a distinct solvent-like smell, making its identification pretty easy for anyone with working nose. Drinking your heads won't make you blind, but they will leave you with the worst hangover of your life. Like your 4 shots, you'll want to isolate these and throw them out. So we've already taken the first 30% of what's produced and we've tossed it.
Well, I feel like the acetone you can keep because you can use that.
No, I'm sorry, 35%.
You can use acetone though.
So you think
that'd be good to keep?
Bottle it up and use it?
Yeah, I would keep it.
What can you do with methanol?
I don't know. Power your fucking car. Yeah, methanol is like strong fucking shit, dude. I don't know. You could light anything you want on fire. If you poured methanol on it, I'm pretty sure you could light it on fire. Yeah.
All right. So the acetone we're saving. Okay. So we've made our own acetone now. You think these companies that make acetone, like,
get it from liquor companies?
What the fuck?
Yeah. They're all working
liquor
together.
Companies got to be so profitable.
They don't waste their shit. They're selling their shit so they can make some of their money back, because they're losing, like you said, 35% of every batch. So they got to do something with it, and I'm sure they work with these companies, and that's how they have their own company. They make their own shit, keep it in house. But yeah, they could sell it off and sell it to whoever needs acetone or methanol. I'm sure there's like laboratories and shit that need that in bulk. That's true. Yeah, I mean, acetone would be used as a paint stripper too. Yeah. So you sell it at hardware stores. Yeah, they put, I don't know what there's a lot of applications for all that shit. Because the nail polish is acetone, but it's not like 100% acetone. It's watered down. Yeah, it's not that strong, because when I was buying, I actually bought some acetone because I was working on those shoes, and I had to take they put on any like Jordan or especially the Air Force Ones, it looks white. It looks all white, but there's a clear coat of paint that actually seals the leather, so you don't have. That's why mud and shit can fall on your shoe, but then you can just wipe it off because it doesn't stain the leather. It's got a thin coat of that clear paint or whatever it is, sealant, and the acetone will take it off. So you got to get acetone. And I was looking at nail polish remover at first because I've heard that you can use nail polish remover, but some of them are not that strong. Right. So you got to find like a really strong one, nail polish remover, or just get acetone itself, which you can get at like Home Depot. Yeah, and shit. You can get at Home Depot. And they use it for painting too. Sometimes and then you got to just, make your percentage. Like if your nail polish remover is like 30% acetone, that makes it, the rest is water. Just distilled water. Yeah, so you could make your own nail polish remover for Crystal. Like you're like, here you go. I made some more. You're like, you want it pink? I'll put a drop of dye in there. That makes your little small side hustle of making alcohol. You can stretch out nail polish remover. Yeah, sell it. I'm sure. And make more bottles of those than you would if you're selling the straight acetone. Yeah. You would water it down because you don't need it that strong anyways. You don't want it that strong. I worked with it. It strips paint easy. Yeah. No, I use it to burn the plastics on the Chromebooks. Yeah. Kids like draw on them and shit. Oh, you have to clean the Chromebooks because they mark on them and shit. So you use acetone? Yeah, but I mix it with some water. Yeah. Oh, okay, so it's not strong. Yeah, because if you do full on, you'll strip the metal off of it. It's strong, dude. Definitely burned through the plastic. Like you could see it coming off on the rag. I wear gloves too. Oh, dude, when I was doing it, I didn't wear shit, dude. I'm pretty sure my fingers absorbed all that shit into my blood, dude. Yeah, that's bad. I was working with it, dude. My fingers, everything was painted, dude. My whole hand was painted when I was. It just dries you out. That's what it's gonna do. Yeah, it didn't feel like it really affected me that much, but who knows, man? It's probably not good over time to be doing that.
All right. So after the acetone, the next 30%, this is called the heart. So your run will be the sweet spot of your vodka run, the hearts. You'll notice the solvent smell of acetone taper off and a sweet smelling ethanol come forward. This is where skillful distillers really shines. Maximizing high quality hearts is a game of senses. By accurately identifying where the acetone stops and the ethanol begins, a distiller maximizes their number of high quality jars of product. The main giveaways are the solvent smell of acetone and the sweet, smooth taste of ethanol.
So you want to smell both, is what it's saying. Not just that acetone smell. If you just smell that, then it's not ready.
Right.
You should be smelling both.
And then the final 35% of your vodka run will be the tails. The tails contain protein and carbohydrates from the wash that you don't want in your products. You can actually set the tails aside and run them as their own wash in the future to pull out a bit more product. The best way to identify tails is the steep drop in sweetness as ethanol concentrations decrease. You'll also begin to see an oily film on top of the product.
Hey. So what the fuck do you do with this? It says you can use it again to run it through whatever the fuck you said.
Yeah. Okay, and that's it. You made a batch of vodka.
Vodka.
Oh, so you put it straight in the bottle when you're drinking vodka
Hell
compared to
yeah.
whiskey.
Yeah. Oh, there is no. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because whiskey's absorbing the barrel.
It's getting that smoky wood flavor, whatever you use.
If you drink it straight like that, it's not real whiskey yet. No, it's just whatever type of...
It's got to sit in the barrel.
It's pretty much vodka.
So vodka is ready to go right away, dude. That's probably why they love it over there, dude. Shit, you make it and boom, we're drinking it.
Yeah.
You put it right in the bottle.
That's interesting.
It didn't talk so much about acetone and methanol.
So then I'm guessing like gin is the same way.
Gin, I have no fucking clue, dude. That's going to be a whole nother.
What about rum?
I don't know.
What's rum made from?
I don't know. I think we looked up gin though, right? It's a berry or something.
Gin is juniper.
Juniper, yes.
Yeah.
That's
primarily. Let's see.
I don't think we ever looked up rum. I don't know what the fuck rum is, but I'm guessing another plant.
How to make rum.
It's the how-to episode where we talk about how to do things.
Rum is created through 5 essential steps.
Rum.
1. Creating molasses from sugarcane. The juices are squeezed from sugarcane to create a byproduct called molasses. So you got to have...
Rum's been around for a long time.
You need molasses.
We've been making the shit out of sugar for a while.
Oh, yeah. So fermentation. Alcohol is created by... Let me get the full little story on this. This is from the Captain Morgan website as well. I have to put in my birthday. Let's see.
Just for legal purposes.
How is rum made? Creating molasses from the sugar cane, create byproduct called molasses. Fermentation. Alcohol is created by adding yeast and water to the molasses. The yeast is always carefully chosen to ensure the right taste profile and aroma of the final rum. Distillation. A fermented liquid is heated and condensed in column stills. So go back to stilling it out.
Yeah. Sounds like the same process.
Maturation.
So you start with molasses,
You start with molasses. That's the key part of rum.
Yeah,
it's made
that's
with
interesting.
molasses.
Yeah, it's just sugar.
Probably why rum is my favorite then.
It's just sugar.
I love sugar, damn it.
Everybody loves sugar.
Maturation. Some of the liquid will then get its rich color and flavor by being aged in charred white oak barrels. So that's why you have white rum or dark rum, is because the rum that's white is like coming straight at you.
Okay.
Or you can leave it in barrels.
So you can do both.
So you can absorb the
this
barrel.
This is vodka and whiskey combined.
I would think you could probably do it with vodka too, but then I guess it just becomes whiskey, like potato whiskey.
Yeah, it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
That's why they said just bottle it right after you're done.
Oh, then there's blending with rum. Because then you get spiced rum.
Spiced rum.
This is where Captain comes into his own. To create the smooth taste that he's known the world over for, some of the finest Caribbean rums are carefully blended. While the locals of Caribbean islands like Jamaica were squeezing out the sweet sugar cane juices to create molasses, fermenting, distilling, and aging to create dark rum.
So they aged it. Those
in Cuba and Puerto Rico were keeping their liquid clear through a very short period of aging after distillation. The result was refreshing tasting white rum with a subtle and sweet taste. And you can get the true taste of the Captain from his selection of rums, including, I'm not going to read all those.
It went into an advertisement. They started telling you, and then they just trailed off into something else. They don't really want to tell you how they do it.
No,
they don't want. They just want you to buy the rum. They don't want you to know how they get their spiced rum. Because if everybody can make it, then there's no reason to buy theirs. Yeah, they always try to keep the mystery going, you know? That makes you keep coming back to them and them only. I think I watched, I read something about somebody was trying to make Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola doesn't let you know the recipe. It's very hidden recipe. They still use cocoa leaves. They're the only ones that have been grandfathered into using cocoa leaves.
They still use cocoa leaves?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, they just they cycle the cocaine out of it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then pharmaceutical companies use it and other medical whatever use it. But yeah, they actually cycle the cocaine out of the cocoa leaf and just use the extracts.
So Coca-Cola makes cocaine?
They sell the extract and then you do what you do with it. Whatever you're going to do with it, so be it. But we're extracting it because it can't go into the Coca-Cola. But that's why they have such a distinct taste, because they're the only ones that can use that leaf. Nobody else can make soda with that leaf, that extract.
I think I prefer Pepsi.
I like Coca-Cola, dude. And I think that's why.
So what is Pepsi made from then?
Pepsi made from fucking dog shit. That's what I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Shit, dude. Man. That's so wrong.
It's dog shit and sugar. That's what it is.
Be a hater, man. You can like one over the other.
Coca-Cola is number one worldwide, man.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I grew up on Pepsi. I like Pepsi. You? Yeah.
RC Cola.
We were a Pepsi family.
I've drank it all. But Coca-Cola is number one, dude. You don't fuck with Coca-Cola, dude. They're still using cocaine, bitch.
How Pepsi is made in the factory. Well, that's like a 10-minute video.
We went back down this rabbit hole. How do we get back to making things?
This one's not as long.
Pepsi is one of the most popular beverages
in the
world.
Yes, one of.
Pepsi is a carbonated soft drink manufactured.
Yeah.
What do you need to prepare Pepsi? First and foremost, water, which in this case is sourced from one of the 4 sources of Oligocene water 250 meters underground. The water is subject to a thorough filtration process.
Okay.
So you need water.
Filter it.
Mm-hmm.
The characteristic taste of Pepsi is created through adding the concentrate to water, the recipe of which has been the most closely guarded secret for over 100 years.
Yeah, they all do that, man.
The concentrate is produced only in 3 plants around the world. 20 types of syrups are prepared daily for production needs.
They won't tell you what plants, but they make it from
sugar,
3 plants found on the world.
With no added sugar are also available.
Go to Coca-Cola now. Does this do Coca-Cola?
I don't know. But I think it's the same way, because like that makes sense. That's how they made sodas. Like before, you can just buy bottles of sodas and stuff. Like you want a soda, you go to your soda shop, and they would take the syrup and carbonated water.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they would mix it together for you and give you. That's how you had Coke. You'd have to go to a soda shop.
Yeah. It was bottled, and then they would actually carry it around in a horse and buggy, dude. They were taking it to these towns, and dropping it off, and people were like, "What the fuck is this, dude?" And it was awesome. A sugary drink, that's like carbonated, has some fizz, has some pop to it, so it doesn't just weigh you down like a.
So that makes sense that you'd have to create a syrup first, and then you're mixing it with the carbonated water.
That's how. Yeah, that's
and
how
you're
it's always
adding
done.
Sugar.
It's really simplified when you go to a fountain to get a fountain drink. They literally have
because they have
the syrup in one bag, and then they have the carbonation coming out of a tank. So yeah, and then it mixes. You literally see the mixture coming into your cup,
and that's how they do it with those soda jet things.
The ones they sell,
where you can make your own soda at home.
Well, you can make your own carbonation, right?
Well,
let's look up how to make carbonation.
Yeah, that's how you do it with one of those things. You just need CO2 and water.
Is it CO2 and water?
Yeah.
Let's look it up. Buddy. We're looking at everything up.
How to make carbonated water.
Yeah. It's all buy one of these machines for $79.99.
To make sparkling water at home, you only need water and carbon dioxide. You may use soda maker, seltzer bottle, or any DIY carbonation system to carbonate your regular water and make it bubbly and more fun to drink.
It's carbon water. They put carbon in the water.
I don't care for carbonated water. I don't like the taste.
Isn't that kind of weird?
Isn't that weird?
They put carbon in the water.
Yes.
Yeah, because you know what? I went over when we were doing our New Year's. I just hung out at the house, and I had a fire going, and I had wood, and I was like, just thinking, I was like, all this smoke, that's the carbon that's coming out of the wood. Like it's releasing the carbon that was trapped in the wood. The wood traps carbon.
Yeah.
And then it gets released again when it's burned. And that's what you're smelling, all the carbon that's going out into the atmosphere. And I was like just watching it crinkle and crack and just lose all this carbon that was stored inside the wood, which is kind of crazy. So then it's just blowing my mind too, just thinking about how they just pump that same carbon into water, and then we're like drinking it and burping and shit.
Well, no, it's not the same carbon because it's chemically changed. Just like water.
I'm saying carbon. I'm not saying that same smoke, but I'm just saying like the same idea, like of carbon. One's getting released, one's getting injected into water. Like it's kind of funny. But yeah, it's not the same. I can't grab that smoke and then just like pump it into some water. That'd be funny. Yeah. Although they do, like, don't they do that with the barrels, right? Don't they burn a bunch of wood or something like that? I swear I watched like some documentary on this like a whiskey distillery, and they would burn a bunch of wood. They would have a big ass pile of wood, and they burn it down to ashes, and then they would use the ashes. I don't remember what they were doing with them, but that's basically like the carbon that's left over.
Well, that's weird.
I didn't know if they used it to run the liquor through it, like the carbon,
to give it a smoky taste.
Yeah, like, and also to like clean it, because isn't that how they clean water too? Is you run it through carbon? Because I want to say with the fish tanks, I used to work at PetSmart, and I worked with the fish dudes over there, and I would talk to them all the time. And then I got my own tank, and then they told me what to do and everything. You buy the filter, and then there's actual carbon that you buy. They sell carbon in bags or in big ass bottle that you pour into the filters, and it's carbon, and you run the water through the carbon and it cleans it, which is kind of crazy. So I think that's what they were using, all that wood. They were picking up all the ashes and stuff, and then that was their carbon, and they would run the liquor through the carbon. Yeah, it probably gives it flavor and other stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Now that we're like experts on that shit.
Wow,
I'm just kidding.
we're so good at this now.
And we're so awesome, dude. We just think of
All
stuff.
we had to do was read these articles, and now we know.
Sometimes, like, I just see stuff and then I already know.
Educated by Google.
I already know how to do this. I'm a genius.
Yeah.
Through Google, we are all geniuses now.
So I think we figured that out.
Yeah, I think we could figure out anything. I think in the next episode we should talk about space exploration, dude, and we can figure that out too.
We'd probably be really good at that.
We can go all the way to Mars, dude.
I don't believe we couldn't.
Yeah,
we should be able to.
The moon's not that far. Why can't we go to the moon? It's right there.
Yeah, we just need combustion.
Did you watch Moonfall?
Moonfall. Is that the one where the moon was falling?
It is.
Yeah, I did.
It's in the title.
Yeah, I watched that one. I thought it was fine.
Was it kind of crazy? What if
weird?
Because they start connecting all these dots. They're like, did you know the moon is exactly the distance that it's supposed to be from us and to the sun? Like the ratio has to be exactly perfect.
I know. I didn't expect that at all, that this guy was like talking like that. And then
there has, before I saw this movie, I had seen some conspiracy dudes talk about it. How if you look at the moon, all of the asteroid hits that are on the moon are all of the same depth. None of them go deeper, even though they're wider. Like they're big ass circles on the moon, but they never go deeper. But to create that wide of a circle, you would have to have so much impact. And how come it's not piercing the moon? So that's why some people think that there's all these, like, it was put there by another, like, maybe it's like actual aliens that live inside of it. And then the moon never changes face. The same side of the moon that we always see, it never rotates or anything. So it doesn't move, but it constantly rotates around us. So the same moon that you saw as a kid, the side is the same side as today because it doesn't rotate. So there's like all this, like, and then to what I was saying, to create a solar eclipse, the moon is so small compared to the sun, but at the right distance, it blocks out the complete sun. And it had to have been the exact distance that it is in order to achieve that for us to block it out, which is crazy, which is another like weird coincidence. Like there's all these like weird things about the moon, Dude,
you're tripping me out now.
Well, they talk about it a little bit in Moonfall.
I know, but I laughed at that.
Now that I explain
and now you're explaining it, I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, because I seen this dude talk about all these coincidences. Or all these like weird things. Like it's literally down to like the numeric number that needs to be exact distance from us to the moon, and that exact distance from the moon to the sun is the only ratio that it could be at to completely block out because it couldn't be too close and it'd be fucked up. We would probably run into it. Like
right.
Yeah, there's all this like weird coincidences, I guess, I don't know. You can look it up. There's more about the moon, but I go down these rabbit holes sometimes of conspiracy dudes. And then they're like, man, I'm like, man, this guy's making a lot of sense, man. I don't know, man. And then there's all these other things about how we never went back and this and that. And then, or did we even go? There's a whole conspiracy about not landing on the moon. And yeah, so I don't know. But we're definitely trying to go back. And the scientists that are not conspiracy crazy dudes say there's rare actual minerals and stuff on the moon that people want. There's some resource on the moon that these companies are trying to get to. That's why there's this race to get to the moon. That's why SpaceX is doing it. That's why Blue Origin, fucking Bezos. That's why he's trying to go to the moon. They know about this rare resource that we can use. And they're trying to get to it so they can start mining it because they're going to start shipping it back and forth, sending fucking.
What does this resource do?
I don't know, dude. You got to look because since the moon doesn't have an atmosphere like us, like when it gets hit with like meteors and stuff like that, it's leaving like different different like minerals and shit on it, and then something about what it's made of too. But I don't know. Again, it's been a while since I saw that shit. So,
is that gonna like be bad that the moon is mined?
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna fuck up, dude.
When would that happen? Like 10 years, 20 years?
Who knows, man? Because I don't know how. With technology, we've all been advancing very, very rapidly. Like especially like the electronics around us, the accessibility to internet and screens and all that shit. Those fucking monitors that I was sending you, the ones that fold, you've seen them, like the computer monitors now that can go curved and straight. You just pull the sides and shit. The screen technology is going up and up. And I bet you they're using crazy shit in Japan right now that we don't even know about. But that stuff seems to be advancing fast, but it doesn't seem to be translated into space crafts yet. Like they've been trying to. I mean, we've always seen it in sci-fi movies where the fucking rocket shoots and then it lands all peacefully and slow and then perfect. Yeah, that's really hard to do. Apparently. Because Blue Origin, I've seen videos where they're landing and the fucking fire is just hitting the ground and coming back up, and then the fucking rocket explodes. Because, you know.
I mean, Tesla's been able to do it now.
Yeah, they both had successful landings, but they've had ones where the rockets just fucking explode. So it's still not exact science. Like they're not.
Well, SpaceX, I meant to say.
Yeah, Blue Origin and SpaceX, they're all trying to land these rockets because that's what they would need to do. They would need to take off, get their shit, come back,
well,
land.
Tesla did it successfully. Or well, SpaceX did it successfully, didn't they? Because didn't they like deliver something to the International Space Station and then they had those, because those main rockets that they're trying to land.
Yeah.
What normally would happen is they go and recollect them and they're not reusable because they just have to release them in the ocean.
Yeah.
So SpaceX was like, well, let's reuse them.
Yeah.
So they created the algorithm to figure it out, to do all the math in real time for it to land itself. And then they go collect it. And so they tested it landing in the ocean, like on a ship in the ocean, because they don't want to land it on land.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what they're working on.
They did it successfully, I think.
Yeah. No, Blue Origin and SpaceX have both done it, but they've had shit go wrong too. So like, it's not perfect right now, but it's progressing. But it just seems to be going slower than all the other technologies for some reason. Probably because we don't know we'd stopped really like progressing in space technology for a while. So I think that gap has put us behind, but yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. There's some crazy shit. Did you ever see that video of a dude in an actual space in the space station up there? He took video out his window and it looked like two spaceships flying across the screen. You saw that one? It was two saucers, like shoof, shoof, and like both times it flew by. It was like scrambling the kind of picture.
No way.
Yeah, it was like interference. You could see the interference.
What is this called?
It was crazy.
I'm gonna see this.
I don't know if it's real. I'm just telling you what I've seen. Like two saucer-like things fly by the space station. This guy records it. And he's talking about how either he's talking or somebody's explaining it's a voiceover of explaining of what he's looking at. You found it?
No.
Oh, because you were shaking your head. So I was like, did he? Let's see if I can find it.
Let's see. I don't know what to type.
I should have sent you that.
Let's see here.
I'm searching. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
NASA did test a flying saucer.
Let's see. You know, it was on the Reddit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was looking out the window. I should have sent it to you. I got to remember to send these things because then later on, I sound like a crazy person. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if it was real, if somebody was just made up.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, they replayed it. They even showed it like a second time. They're like, look, you can see the crafts.
Yeah, I can't find anything.
Let's see. Space station. Let's see. Let's see what comes up.
Dude, that weed hit me hard, I think. Like, I'm still feeling that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was... Oh, okay, never mind. This was a while ago.
It's creeping up on me.
Got you.
Creeping. All right.
1 month ago. Hold on. Passing the International Space Station yesterday.
Okay.
Let's see what this is. I don't know, man. There's weird shit out there, man. What would be your guess if you had to pick if there's other life out there or if that shit's not real? Like I
think it makes sense that there's got to be another planet out there where situations were similar to ours.
Do you think it's because there's more theories about like that it's there's a lot more closer aliens to us than we like believe, or that they want to actually admit that they're actually in these other planets, but they don't want to tell us. There was some guy that was saying there's way more planets around us than they're telling us.
I mean, wouldn't you be able to see that though?
I don't know. Yeah, these are all conspiracy like theorists, dudes that are crazy, man. I'm telling you. But
I want to get a telescope, like a really nice telescope.
That would be cool to see what's up there. Did you hear about that asteroid that was going to be flying by or whatever? And you could actually see it. It was like it was going to be at like 10 p.m. one night, and you could actually see it fly by in the sky, and it was like this burst of light. I went outside and I saw it. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. I was just staring up and I was like, and then sure enough, dude, it was like this, like this, like light that like kind of bursted and then flamed out. And I'm
what the fuck?
Yeah, it was the asteroids. It was one of those rare times that the asteroids were going to be visible. But, yeah, I don't know. So that stuff's crazy when you look up.
I do remember seeing meteor shower years ago in California.
Yeah, you can see them. You can see when meteors come through too. There'll be these bursts of lights that burn out. So they're basically like so I'm looking I'm trying to look for this stupid space station UFO thing. And look, this is the video that I come across, dude. This train passing by the city. There's two guys on top of the train.
Fighting on the train?
On top of a train. They're laying down too.
Ooh,
fighting side to side.
Are they in an action movie or something? What the fuck is going on here?
It just made me laugh because they're both laying down, hitting each other, like they've been fighting. You know, when
that's just not real. Like they made it real. What the fuck?
When the action movie, you know, when they start.
How do you get up there to start fighting on a train?
And why are they fighting? What are they fighting? They're both on top of the train.
Fuck? Someone's trying to blow up the train, and he's the only one stopping them.
He's stopping them. The mastermind. We got the Tom Cruise character on top fighting the other guy.
What the fuck? That's so fucking weird.
That's the videos that I see on the internet, dude. Like I come across these weird videos, dude. I follow these weird pages, man, and I see these stupid videos.
It's a train heist gone wrong.
That was funny though, huh? Because it's real. It's this guy filming from the vantage point is this guy's like in an apartment building or something, and he's filming the train go by slowly. And then the train's coming slowly into frame. It's passing the cars. And then you see one car with two guys laying on top of it fighting in a full-on fight. And then the train just keeps going and then it goes out of frame. So you don't even get to see what happened, dude. But it's just funny.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, the things that happen out there that people are recording now with their phones. It's interesting. Catching all of these little moments that we would normally not see. Just more and more data, dude. I think about all the videos that are out there, dude.
Holy shit, man. There's too much. There's too much.
Terabytes.
Too much.
What's more than a terabyte?
Petabyte?
Petabytes. Yeah.
There's more than that.
What's
There's got to be more than that.
Zillabytes or something? What is it?
I don't know. Let's see how big YouTube is.
Okay.
How big?
I think there's billions of videos.
YouTube.
How many videos on YouTube? Maybe
Let's see here.
Or yeah, what does it say?
Estimate total storage capacity of all videos on YouTube. That's not right.
That's 1 million videos.
Oh, no way. 1 petabyte is what they say.
Hey, that's a lot, dude.
I thought it would be more. But I guess you're right because you would need 1,000 and like 20 something. So 1,024 terabytes would make a petabyte.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Somebody was describing.
No, this can't be accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, dude. It's got to be in the millions, right? Oh, is that what it's saying? Million
petabytes. So petabyte.
Oh, petabyte. Yeah,
would be just 1,000 terabytes.
Just 1,000 terabytes.
Just 1,000.
And 1,000 terabytes is 1,000 one gigabyte.
But I guess YouTube does compress the videos, though, right?
I guess. Middle out. Compression.
There you go. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it just has to do with how it's compressed.
So the compression allows it to.
Yeah, it's a lot of info. Too much to like talk about, but I'm guessing that's what it's got to be.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot of memory. And it's only growing, right?
Clarifications includes ad videos. Let's say no. How much historic data is chosen? You decide. Wait, hold on. What is the question here? Oh, yeah. Oh, this guy's giving that petabyte as an option to like if you were to download every video.
Okay. Well, that's the same thing. Holy shit. Right?
Somebody just asked a question and this guy gave like a fucking paragraph of an answer. Like just to talk about this. So average bottom up Estimation of content uploaded by creators based on Google announcement benchmarks. Average out the content in the last 10 years based on best known stats. So he's just this guy's giving it for what the most, like, not even all the videos, but a good average of videos.
Yeah.
So that's not really what we want to know.
No.
How many terabytes of data is all of YouTube?
So 1 million terabytes.
100 hours of videos are uploaded to YouTube every minute. Then you have, ever wondered how can Google store all such data? So, if a 720p video was equal to 93 megabytes, that would result in so much. 93 petabytes a year of storage. 15 years of YouTube data is stored on lots of hard drives. Not only that, but the same data is stored on multiple hard drives, maybe 100,000 hard drives stacked in servers, and size of the server would be... Those are way too many zeros. Way too many zeros. 10 exabytes or 1 sextillion gigabytes of data.
Wow. Yeah, I don't even know how to think of that much. So much.
Holy shiznit.
All right, man. I think we've reached the end of this.
There's just so much data. That's just YouTube, man. Can you imagine the whole of the fucking internet?
No, I don't.
Holy shit.
I don't want to imagine the whole of the internet.
Do you know how like big fucking the storage facilities have to be for all of that fucking data?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. There's just so many.
Yeah.
What the fuck? All of this data. We're creating data right now, and it's going to be stored somewhere in a server, some other place in this world. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's got to be stored and it's got to be accessible. So anybody that wants to look up something has to have access.
Think about this. You want backups for it, right?
I think they have backups, right?
So if you're going to back it up, that means you need twice as many. Because you would want an offsite backup. You know, you want redundancies.
Do they have multiple backup? I think they just have one copy, right?
No.
No?
They have to have at least three sources of backup. They've got to.
Jeez.
Otherwise, they lose all the server data.
So they have to back it up. I don't know how that works.
It would have to. Well, basically, whenever the data gets stored, it's copied somewhere else at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And you'd want something to be remote because let's say something physically happened to that facility, like a terrorist went and blew it up to fuck up all of Facebook. All your data would be gone.
Yeah.
And that's like, fuck. So you got to have an offsite storage, even if it wasn't someone blowing up the building. But what if there was a fire or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Got to have some backup somewhere. That's crazy. Yeah, that's a lot of data.
That's too much, man. That's too
That's
much
so
data.
much.
Yeah, let's not end it on data, dude.
What do you want to end it on?
Something positive, dude.
Okay.
How do you feel about this year?
I don't know, man. I'm just stressed out on money.
Yeah, that's usually the common.
We got this wedding. That's all. It's just a wedding.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy to go through that process. That's not fun, dude. Come on.
No, it's not. It's
No, something good, dude. Something good.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah. What do you got? What do you got going? What do you think? What do you like? What do you want for this year, 2023? What do you want for this year? What do you want it to do for you?
Produce money.
yeah, more money would be awesome, but
more money,
but also like for like your like sanity and stuff like that. What do you want?
I don't know. I think I'm pretty okay where I'm at. I don't think I'm asking of anything of 2023 other than just I don't know.
No,
I don't think like that. What do I want to do this year that I did differently last year?
No,
I want to take care of the lawn better.
Okay, so you want to become more of a lawn man.
Well, I just want to make my backyard look nice.
That's what I'm saying.
Presentable.
Yeah.
I want to entertain more at the house.
Yeah,
that's what I want to do.
Yeah, man, I'll come over and DJ.
That's what I want to do. I don't even want to like come over to DJ. I just want to like.
I want to.
Hey, yo, you guys want to come over? Chill.
That too. Yeah. Those days are cool too.
We could barbecue something,
and I'll still bring my music. I'm just kidding.
That's what I want. I want more chill days with friends.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think
like,
that's.
I feel like I haven't had kickback days like that
enough.
for a while.
Yeah, enough. Yeah, and well, I mean, going through everything that we went through, it makes sense. You know, everything got fucking stopped in its tracks. You know, with 2020, so fucked everything up, and if people are still trying to get back to normal, you know, like back to a regular type of life, you know, that fucked a lot of shit up. And people are still you still run into people with masks, right? Have you been to a grocery store or something?
Oh, yeah.
And someone still is rocking a mask? There's
still like businesses that require masks.
Exactly. There's still like, and I can get it with like medical and stuff like that. When you go to a doctor's office or something, you know, okay, that's fine. You're trying not to spread whatever you got. You're sick. That's cool. But I'm just saying, like, day-to-day stuff. I'm at the like grocery store, or I'm getting some gas, and there's just another chick with a mask on, and we're outside.
Oh yeah, just a guy who just wants to wear the mask. Yeah.
Or you see somebody drive by in their car and they got a mask on. It's like,
still people at work and stuff, you know.
Who are you wearing that mask for? You're the only one in the car. So what are you doing? You know, I think it messed up people's minds, dude. Like, that's why I say, like, I want 2023 to be, you know, I want it to be good. I want it to be prosperous. I want it to be, you know, like reconnecting. I guess
you're right, man. Like, life is totally different after COVID and everything.
People don't think about how much it changed everything, but it did. It did change things, and it put all these thoughts in our heads that we didn't have before, you know, and we're still, even though we act like everything's cool and we're back to normal, there's still some hangover from it. And I think eventually we'll get there, you know, eventually we'll get to a place where we can all be cool again, you know, going out and stuff is fun. You can see people having fun.
I think definitely like theaters. Nobody wants to go to a theater anymore.
They're not as popular, but they're getting up. People are going to that fucking Avatar.
Yeah, but they're not getting like the same amount of attendance as they used to.
No, there was a steady incline.
Too many people with all the streaming stuff. Like that whole market's different, and I feel like a lot more people order deliveries.
They do
from all these restaurants now.
Even your groceries and stuff, dude. Like I still know people that order their groceries and go pick it up.
I think the world of deliveries is now.
It's interesting.
Changed everything too.
But yeah, I just want people to connect again.
And I feel like everybody has like a double drive-through now.
There's nothing like connecting with person to person and, you know, face to face. Like that connection, I feel like it's missing from a lot of people. But I think we get back there. We get back to it, man. We're going to be positive about this bitch.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's end this.
All right. Well, that was another amazing episode of Digital Cortex brought to you by Steven and Random Styles. And
we'll talk to you later.
Bye.